The last movie that I saw this week is Saw X. And, oh boy, okay. I have never seen a Saw movie before, and I will never see another Saw movie again. I like horror, but I don't really like torture porn. I have never seen The Human Centipede. I have never seen Hostel. I've never seen a Serbian film. I have no interest in seeing any of those. I saw Saw because it's like, I've never seen one before. Why don't I give it a shot? And no, I was considering just getting up and leaving about halfway through, but I decided to stick it out. I'm like, just get this one done. I'll give my thoughts. So I want you to go into this review knowing that I don't like this kind of a movie, but I still want to give my thoughts so that if you do like this kind of a movie, you can have an informed opinion going into it. Lucky Otter says no film from Serbia. Well, there is a film called A Serbian Film, which is like a torture porn movie, which I've never seen. I just know the title. I've heard, and I've heard horrible things about it. But anyway, I had kind of gotten like little bits of information about what the Saw movies are. He kind of is like a very dark vigilante who puts people in horrible contraptions where they have to, like mutilate themselves to get out of it or they'll die. And I think this movie actually does a really good job of selling you on all of his victims deserving it, because the movie actually takes quite a while to get into the whole setting up all of the games and the traps and everything like that. And for a big chunk of the movie, you're just thinking, this feels like kind of more of a human piece. Like, oh, they're like really trying to humanize Jigsaw as a character and his struggles with cancer and everything like that. And once you find out who the victims are and why they are the victims, you're pretty much on board with it. So I think the movie does a really good job of selling all of that. As for the contraptions and the kills and the tortures and stuff like that, I actually think they shot their load too early in this movie. I would have thought that they should have gone like with a gradual escalation so that each person who gets in the contraption and whatnot and has to go through it, I would have thought that they would have gone more extreme as the movie went on. But they actually kind of do the most extreme ones like right at the start. Now, I can understand maybe like the second most extreme one, starting with that one, so that if people see that and can't handle it or they decide it's not for them, that's probably a good time to be like, okay, you know what you're up for. If you can handle this one, you can handle the rest. If you can't handle it, now's your chance to go. But they pretty much do the worst ones all at the front, and then by the end, like the last one was really pathetic. It wasn't even graphic or anything like that. And so I feel like they kind of should have paced out the extremeness of those a little bit better, Since I have never seen a Saw movie before, I actually only like just found out after seeing the movie that it's a prequel, apparently. That it takes place between Saw 1 and 2, or Saw 2 and 3. I'm not sure exactly which one. It takes place before Saw 3 because the main character of Jigsaw, he dies at the end of Saw 3, and his appearances in all of the subsequent films are all in like recordings or flashbacks or whatnot. But this is him as he's got his cancer diagnosis and dealing with it. And they don't do any like CGI de-aging of him or the other characters who are from the other films or anything like that. But like I said, I haven't seen the other films, so I don't know how old they're supposed to look. I don't even know when the first movie came out. I would say that if you've never seen a Saw movie before, you're pretty much able to follow most of what's going on. Just, okay, I get this character. But there is a character who is introduced once he starts doing the kills that was from the other films, and they just introduce her just like straight away with no fanfare. She's just like, oh, she's just here now. And I'm just like, I don't know who this is. And so it felt like they were just assuming that you had seen the other movies when they brought her in. And I was just like, I don't know who she is. So I would say that probably could have done a little bit better, just telling the audience, telling new people who she is. But since it is a prequel, since it is set during like, the original early movies, there's a couple of hints that things took place a little bit ago. Like people have like flip phones that don't have smartphones yet. And Jigsaw himself, he's on a computer and he's using Windows XP, but it's not like an explicit period piece. There's just those couple things that I did notice at the time going, why is it like that? And then once I found out it was a prequel, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, overall, I'm never going to see a Saw movie again. I think that the setup for who he targets is actually really good. I actually really like that setup. I think it's like, okay, yes, I'm actually fully on board with it. And there's some like twists and turns at the end that they act like, oh, you never saw this coming, but then like they keep they like play back scenes that you had seen like 10 minutes before, going, oh, remember this? I'm like, yes, because it was only 10 minutes before. This isn't a big enough flashback for you to go back and be like, oh my god, big reveal. So there's a bit of that where they don't have enough confidence in their reveal to just let people remember the things that they had just seen minutes before. But overall, I would say it's a very competently made film. It is not my cup of tea. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm trying to get my channel monetized, so your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell. I stream every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons, with a very special shout out to my Whale Shark tier patron Ryan D and my Anemone Friend tier patron Piftle Cakes. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.